is called as antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. Okay, antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. Fine. Is the phenomena clear to you? ADCC? Yes. Can you unmute? You want me to repeat? Yes, anyone can answer. Is it okay if I go ahead? Okay. ADCC is the phenomena called as antibody-dependent cell-mediated cytotoxicity. It is one of the ways how NK cells are going to display their capacity to lyse the cell, which is self-cell but modified self-cell. How it is going to exactly happen is that NK cells possess antibody recognizing receptors on their surface. Whenever there is virus infection, the specific antibodies can attach onto the virus particles in order to have the neutralization or coating of those virus particles to make them ineffective. With the constant portion of the antibodies, the receptor is going to sense the presence of antibodies in the vicinity, and with high affinity. What is affinity? Attraction. Okay, so with high affinity antibody recognizing receptor like CD16, the NK cell is going to actually get attracted towards these virus particles or even virus infected cells, and then the NK cell is going to bring about the lysis of those cell modified cells. Okay, that is the phenomena called as ADCC. Now, whenever the cell is undergoing any kind of mutation, there is a drastic difference with respect to the expression of MHC molecule on the surface. Okay, another way, apart from ADCC, another way that NK cell is going to sense such modified self-cell is through the receptors which are called as capital KAR and capital KIR. What is CAR and K receptor? Please write down. I will dictate you. You please write down. Apart from ADCC, NK cells also display other way to bring about killing of modified self cells. Which is through KAR, killing activity receptor, and KIR, killing inhibitory receptor. The NK cells scans the membrane structures of cell. And they vouch for any modified patterns and the levels of MHC expression, major histocompatibility complex molecules, MHC expressions. Any deviation, next sentence, any deviation from the normal levels or pattern would bring about engagement of KAR, and would direct the NK cell to bring about cellular disease. Okay, so that is the second mode in which NK cell can display their cytotoxic phenomena. Now another cell population, a slight variant of NK, is called as NKT cell. The variation that exists with these cell population is that, like our T cell, they also display the T cell receptor on their surface, and instead of interacting with MHC, which our usual T cells are doing, they interact with another molecule called as CD1. Okay, so that is the only difference between NK T cells and T cells. So instead of MHC, they interact with the molecule, the antigenic peptide, with respect to CD1 instead of MHC molecule. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the granulocytic cell population that exists in blood. Granulocytes. So far we had discussed T cells and B cells, which are agranulocyte. cells, NK cells, which are little different than T cells and B cells, and they do possess certain granules in their cytoplasm. And now we are going to discuss the major three granulocytes, which are neutrophils, eosinophils, and basophils. Now, if you see the normal cell counts, whenever you go for CBC report, okay, you will see there are normal values of each of the cell population. Let it be RBCs, let it be platelets, or let it be the WBCs. And individual WBCs like neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, all have got a specific proportion, specific percent in which they usually exist. Okay? Any deviation than what these average percentage of each of these cell population, mainly neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils, lymphocytes and monocytes, would tell you about the immunological status of that individual. Okay? Any deviation, if there is sudden increase in neutrophils, we call it as neutrophilia. Okay? So, other than 60, if I get to see 80% of the WBCs are neutrophils, that means it is the increase in the count of neutrophils. Okay, the condition is called as neutrophilia. Okay, that would tell me that it is the indicator of the recent infection. Okay, if I get to see increase in the count of eosinophils, suppose, okay, it is the indication that there are some allergic responses that are getting displayed, okay, or there is some respiratory infections. It is the indicator with eosinophil increase, okay, and that is called as eosinophilia. Okay, if there is increased basophilic count, okay, usually it is the least existing granulocytic population. Only 1% is the usual value for basophils. Any increase, it indicates severe allergic condition. Okay, basophilia. Okay, if there is lesser number of all these cells, okay, neutrophilic count going lesser than 40%, okay, the condition is called as penia, neutropenia, okay, eosinopenia, lymphopenia. Penia is decrease, philia is increase. Please remember these terms. Okay, so if you see the normal, like if you are not suffering from any disease, you are healthy, your cell counts should fall within these ranges. Okay, so if you scan 100 WBCs, out of that 60, around 60, so the range is 50 to 75. This is the average percentage that is given. Okay, so 60 should be neutrophils, 30 should be around 30 should be lymphocytes, around 5 to 10% should be monocytes, 0 to 5% or 2 to 5% must be the eosinophils, and 0 to 1% must be basophils. Okay, if you show perfect ranges of these cell counts, the CBC report is considered to be normal. Okay, and that indicates that your immunological status is perfect. Okay, now we are going to see one by one the properties and exclusive functions of these granulocytes. The first one to talk about is neutrophils. Now, neutrophils why they are called as neutrophils basically. Remember, these are granulocytic cell population. Okay? Usually, there is a predominant existence of granules that is observed in these cells. Now, these granules that are found in neutrophils are both, few are acidic granules and few are basic granules. So they carry with them certain specific enzymes, certain specific bioactive molecules, okay, which have the specific pH. Okay, and hence we call that there are few acidic and few basic granules. Now, whenever the study or whenever the scientists were exploring and studying all these cell population, they took help of certain staining methods. Okay, understanding that there are few granules, they tried a method wherein they applied the combination of stains, the acidic as well as basic stains, and they tried to stain the blood film, and the attempt was made to observe them under the microscope. Now, as the staining comprised of the application of both acidic as well as basic stains, as you know, the opposite charges are going to attract each other. So the basic granules, they actually take up the acidic dyes, and the acidic granules would take up the basic dyes. Okay. Now neutrophils, they observed that these cells are taking up both the colors, both of acidic dye as well as the basic dye. Okay, and that is how the shade that appeared under the microscope was intermittent. It was not complete pink or red because of the because of the eosin dye, which is acidic, and not completely blue in color because methylene blue was another basic dye that was used. Okay, it came in between. Okay, and that is how the scientists could realize that these cells must be carrying both the type of granules, and hence the cell is taking up both the dyes. Okay, and that is how the color was not the dye that was taken was not exclusively eosin, not completely the basic dye. Okay, and hence the name that was given was neutrophil. Okay, phil is liking. Okay, so the cell having a liking for both acidic as well as basic dye, and it is taking both the colors. Okay, and that is how the name got, or the term got coined as neutrophil. Okay, so these are the cells which display the multi-lobed nucleus. Okay, the nucleus is having different lobes. Okay, and the number varied in different cells. Okay, so different morphologies that were observed when they stained it, and the nucleus was observed to have different morphologies. Sometimes it was 3-lobed, sometimes 2 lobes, sometimes multi-lobed. Okay, and hence another name that was given was polymorphonuclear cell. Okay, poly is many, morpho is the appearance, morphologies, and it was for nucleus, and hence the term polymorphonuclear cell. Okay, so neutrophils are the cells which have got the presence of numerous granules in its cytoplasm, which are both of acidic as well as basic in nature, and the exclusive feature on the basis of which one can identify this cell population under the microscope is through the existence of multi-lobed nucleus or the polymorphonuclear cells as they are called on the basis of this. Now neutrophils, they do display the phagocytic activity, and hence they are one of the phagocytic cells in our body, and they also have got capacity to respond to a chemical stimulus. Okay, so these are the cells which are undertaking something that is called as chemotaxis. Chemotaxis. So they are sensing a specific biochemical signal, and accordingly they can move in the direction where the chemical signal is originally coming from. Okay, so these are the cells which have got the capacity to display chemotactic movement or chemotactic. So these are motile, phagocytic, multi-lobed cells in our body, displaying multi-lobed nucleus and having the enormous presence of granules which are both acidic as well as basic. Okay, so the neutrophils, as compared to rest of the two granulocytes, are the granulocytes which are existing in maximum percentage. Roughly 60% of granulocytes, or rather the WBCs, would be neutrophils. Okay, then another neutrophil population, another granulocyte population, would be called as eosinophils. Eosinophils. Okay, these are the granulocytes which have the basic granules, not acidic, but they display the presence of basic granules in their cytoplasm. The granules are not numerous as they observed in neutrophils, so number wise they are lesser as compared to neutrophils, but they are larger as compared to neutrophils. Okay, so eosinophils are having basic granules, and the name, as you can now correlate why it must be called as eosinophils, because they have the liking for eosin dye, which is the acidic dye. Why? Because they display or they have basic granules in their cytoplasm. Okay, and hence the name given as eosinophils. Okay, eosinophils having a liking for acidic dye because they are having highly potent basic granules in their cytoplasm. Okay, like neutrophils, these are motile cells, but they are not having chemotaxis displayed, okay, but they are motile ones. Okay, they also display phagocytosis. They have capacity to ingest the foreign material, so they undertake phagocytosis, and the proportion in which they are usually found is 3% is the normal value. If you compare total WBCs as 100%, 3% is the population in which, or the number in which they would exist. Now, eosinophils on their surface have got a receptor, okay, which is again a receptor that is recognizing the antibodies. Okay, so like NK cells, even eosinophils have got the receptor for the constant portion of antibodies. Okay, right now you would just write it as the antibody recognizing receptor. Okay, because you have not yet studied the structure of antibody. Okay, let us not go into the details, but please remember that eosinophils do display the antibody recognizing receptor on their surface. Okay, and this receptor is typically for one type of antibody, and that type is called as IgE. IgE. Easy to remember. E for eosinophils and E is the antibody type with which it interacts. Okay, so the antibody with which it can interact, the receptor is exclusively for recognition of IgE type of antibody. Have you taken note of this, all of you? I consider that you have, and I go ahead. The exclusion of eosinophils is in the defense against lot of parasitic infection. Okay, typically under respiratory infections, eosinophils do display. Okay, I forgot to mention in neutrophils that neutrophils have got a huge role to play in inflammatory immunological responses. Okay, eosinophils, they have a role to play when it is the attack by respiratory parasites. I hope you have taken a note of it. Now we go ahead with third and the last granulocytic population, which is called as basophils. As they are having liking for basic dye, as they take up the basic dye, they display the acidic, highly potent acidic granules in their cytoplasm. The basophils have got a nucleus which is irregular shaped nucleus. Eosinophils, please write down, they have bilobed nucleus. Eosinophils, they have bilobed nucleus, basic granules, they are phagocytic cells and motile cells. Basophils, they have irregular nuclear shape. They have highly acidic granules, very few in number, but very, very prominent ones in case of basophils. Okay, and those acidic granules, they have a very potent pharmacologically active components in them, which are going to be responsible for allergic reaction. So the basophils are going to increase when there are allergic conditions or allergic responses, when the host is displaying to have a severe increase in the basophilic count. So otherwise, this is the least existing granulocytic population. 0 to 1% is the value of basophils, but under allergic responses, there would be drastic and acute increase in the count of basophils. Unlike neutrophils and eosinophils, basophils are non-phagocytic. phagocytic cells. Non-phagocytic cells. The only significance of basophil is in display of allergic responses. Okay, so this is about the granulocytic population, and these are the normal cell counts. At least you try and remember the usual percent of all these cells. Okay, if not these exact values, at least remember the rough percentage of the neutrophils, basophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, okay, all those cell population. Now we would consider the phagocytic cells as the major cells in our body, which are of again great immunological significance. Under phagocytes, we are going to study two cell populations, mainly monocytes and the tissue associated macrophages, and one more exclusive, two more exclusive cell populations to be studied are mast cells and dendritic cells. Okay, I understand that the time is up. We will stop here for today and